Beast Assassin, and I'm here today to do the review of One Piece chapter 818. And boy, did we get a chapter this week. Like, this chapter was wow, just wow. That's a rating because the story progression in this chapter is elemental. I mean, it connects to the story of One Piece and Goldie Roger and the Wano country and Kaido and Big Mom and Shanks and everyone. It connects everyone and it's just amazing. The way the story develops so much in just one chapter, it's beyond belief. Now, in this chapter, we find out that when Nico Robin and Nami decipher the Red Poneglyph, the Red Poneglyph was actually a road map, and the road map, according to the Duke, leads to Raftel. Now everybody got all hyped up because they wanted to go to Raftel, and of course Luffy wanted to become the Pirate King because he wanted to fight the One Piece. But of course the Duke says, well, it's not that simple. While the Red Poneglyph is a sea map to Raftel, there isn't just one of them, there's four of them. And that's the key part. There's four red poneglyphs that put together give you the location of Raftel. And one is in Zou, one is with Kaido in Wano country, I believe, and one is with Big Mom on Whole Cake Island, and one it is unknown. Now we're gonna talk about the unknown one at a later time. I may do a discussion of this video in a later one. But what I wanted to present to you today is that you do not actually need all the four poneglyphs in order to find the location of Raftel. You can do with only three, and I'm going to place a picture right here. Assuming that, well, let's just take it by example. In example 1 that I'm showing you right here, if three of the poneglyphs of the places that the poneglyphs describe are parallel, then there's no way to make an X. In the example 2, if all the locations from the poneglyphs are parallel, then there's no way to make an X either. Same in 3. If one of them is in the middle of the other 3, you cannot make an X. You cannot connect them to make an X. Now, the example that was given to us in the manga is example 4, where the points that are inscribed on the poneglyphs on all the four poneglyphs make an X. Now, assuming that that is the way to go and none of the points are parallel, I mean more than three of them, because even here you can see taken 2 by 2, they are parallel, but not all three of them or all four of them, and none of them is in the middle, as in example 3. So, taking example 4, you can actually find where Raftel is located with only 3. Because as you see in the next example, let's say we have 3 poneglyphs, and those 3 poneglyphs are united by the green line that I draw right here. So that green triangle is represents 3 of the poneglyphs. Now the possibilities for the 4th poneglyph are as they are drawn. They can either be on one side, that's the orange one, or they can be on the other side, that's the red ones, or they can be underneath, that's the blue ones. And they cannot be above because that would mean 3 points are parallel. So then what you need to do is simply, because you don't know where the 4 point is, as I draw right here, it could be anywhere, but what you need to do if you already have 3 points is travel with your ship on the lines of the triangle. If you travel on all the 3 lines of the triangle, you will eventually come into Raftel, because those 3 points, mathematically saying, Raftel cannot be anywhere else because they need to intersect with the 4th. You can see what I draw here. So it needs to be on the triangle, on the lines of the triangle. There's no other way if example 4 is the real one. So they can actually find Raftel with only 3 poneglyphs. Now, in order to gather 3 poneglyphs, well, that's another story. Because Nekomamushi says that there are some floating copies of the red poneglyphs, but somewhere hidden in the world. So there are copies of the red poneglyphs, but Luffy doesn't want to have anything to do with those copies. He wants to find the real deal. So what he needs to do is either steal the poneglyphs from Big Mom and Kaido or defeat them. And knowing Luffy, he's going to want to defeat them, of course. So he has to battle Big Mom and Kaido before he goes to Raftel, which makes sense from a story point of view, because even if he goes right now to Raftel and he finds the One Piece, whatever that may be, that's a whole other discussion, he's not strong enough to be recognized the Pirate King. But if he beats Kaido and Big Mom, then he will be recognized too, and then goes to Raftel, then he will be recognized as a Pirate King. Otherwise, if he just skips to Raftel, no, he will not be recognized by the other Yonkos as the Pirate King. And that's the most important part of the chapter. Now, there are more things in the chapter, even as important as this one. So, first off, Nico Robin, she's in danger. Nekomamushi states clearly that she is in danger because she can read the poneglyphs, and the government and the Yonkos do not want anyone to read those poneglyphs. They do not want their position to be jeopardized, to be in jeopardy. And so they will come after her. They will try to kill her because she has the knowledge to read the poneglyphs. So that's another bullseye on the crew, Luffy's crew. Another thing will be that Momonosuke's father, Oden, he comes from a tribe of stone carvers, stone builders, stone masons. So they were the ones who made the poneglyphs 800 years ago. And the knowledge of making the poneglyphs and of reading the poneglyphs was passed down from generation to generation. But we find out that not only that, but Oden, Momonosuke's father, has been with Goldie Roger on Raftel. So he has traveled there with Goldie Roger. And Kaido wanted to get this information from him. And of course he refused. So Kaido made the shogun of the Wano country kill Momonosuke's father, Oden. He killed them. And he wanted to kill Momonosuke too. But him and Kimimon and Kanjuro and Raizo escaped from Wano in order to protect Momonosuke. So that's very important for the story. And the fourth key point would be that Luffy now wants to go and fight Big Mom and Kaido. And that's basically the chapter. So a lot of story progression in the chapter. Now I want to take the time of 2 minutes to talk about the poneglyph that's actually missing. Now the poneglyph that's actually missing, from my point of view, from my perspective, could be in only 2 places. One of those places is the island where Luffy was born. The island that Shanks frequently visits. Why would he frequently visit that island if not to make sure that the poneglyph has not been found? That's a theory. It may be a stretch, but that's my theory. Because Shanks doesn't need to come all the way from the New World and visit the island every few years. He doesn't have to make that journey, but he does it anyway. And when Luffy was young, he did it frequently. So the red poneglyph, Goldie Roger, might have hid it where he was born. Now, the other place where the red poneglyph could be is in the Marine Center, the Holy Land, Marijoy. The poneglyph could actually be in Marijoy, in the Marine headquarters. That's the reason why nobody could find it, because with 3 poneglyphs active, you could bet your ass that people were searching for the 4th one, and nobody ever found it. Well, if it's in the Marine Holy Land, then you can understand why, because no pirates are allowed in there, and the Marines keep the secret. And I think this is a better way to go with it, because this will involve Luffy going to the Holy Land and finding the poneglyph there, and that will involve the Marines as well, because once the 4th poneglyph will be found, the war will start. But that's just my theory. So yeah, that's the chapter. Great chapter. Rate, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about my theory, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.
Any rational society would either kill me or put me to some use.